Hey, collective, how are you guys? I hope you're doing really, really well this evening. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's see. I wanted to turn some of these cards around in this particular deck. Anyway, guys, I'm going to do a reading for y'all. This will be a general reading as always. Okay, please only take what resonates and leave the rest. So coming in, I was hearing no good deed goes unpunished. What's interesting actually about this is I feel like I feel like I'm kicking myself, right? Almost like something that I have done. I want to say maybe out of loyalty or out of trying to do the right thing, like there's some kind of backfire that could be happening in a particular situation. So I don't know if you're trying to help someone out or if you were trying to help someone out or be loyal to. That's what I feel like. I feel this is weird. It's kind of bringing up a story. I feel like I'm being protective over someone or looking out for someone, but for some reason it's backfiring. You know what it gives me? It makes me think of like when you have so you're loyal to your friend, right? You know that your friend's being cheated on or something like that. So you tell the friend, and then the friend gets, doesn't do anything about it or stays with the person, then you become like public enemy number one, right? It's something like that. Maybe not that particular scenario, but it is something like that. I think you did it out of the goodness of your heart. You did it from a sense of loyalty, is what I'm getting, and even protectiveness. I feel like you're trying to protect someone. Let's see what this is about, actually. Let me start with these, I guess. This is what I'm being drawn to tonight. So let's start here. Guys, only take what resonates, okay? Leave the rest. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend thus far. The seed, okay? It could be that seed that was planted. That could be that seed of truth that was actually planted here. Look at that, lovers, okay? The Florida. All right, let's get one more. I feel like I need to get one. I think I'm going to have to turn the heat on or something. I don't know why I got cold all of a sudden. All of a sudden my room just got real cold. So this might be a chilly situation that I'm thinking about right now. Oh, the ocean is always beautiful. So this is definitely a love situation. I do feel there's been some kind of seed of truth, or maybe someone was planting a seed with someone here. I think it had to be done. It's interesting here because it could have started with the ocean card here, a flurry of emotions. You know, when you think about the ocean itself, I feel like we can't possibly manage the ocean, you know. And I'm saying this just simply because there's an ebb and flow to the ocean, of course. There's high tides, there are low tides. I almost feel like this is what you're dealing with, but I feel like it's two people, it's not one. So I'm wondering if you're mirroring one another here, because we have the lover card here that definitely lets me know that this is not just about one person. This is about two people that may be experiencing the fallout from something, and perhaps you are questioning it, and I feel like somebody else could be do that as well, or could be doing that as well. Yeah, and because it is the ocean, I feel like it could be very emotional, the whole situation here, but it's almost like it's erupting. Something is erupting at this time. It's almost like, the thing about the ocean, even so, look, because you see, the ocean obviously is influenced as well, right, by the moon cycles. And aren't we in a new moon? Is today the new moon, or we're going into a new moon cycle now? Very powerful in terms of the ocean. I'm telling you, I feel very strongly for some reason something is really kicking up right now. It may have people feeling Very emotional, definitely around some kind of love situation, around some kind of partnership, around something that was done. I feel like it's something that was done here potentially in the past, something that was brought up, some seed that was planted in that particular moment. I want to keep saying the seed of truth in some way, but perhaps it was a seed that was just planted between two people here. I feel emotions are erupting around a situation. Perhaps this just happened because I was definitely going into this reading feeling like whatever this was, okay, let me see if I can explain this correctly. Whatever this was could have created a huge rift in a situation. If it was not recent, then I feel like it could have ended a situation. And so now people are left to kind of dwell on whatever this situation was, but for some reason it's coming back up because it's in the cards, which tells me that it's in the energy. And you know, here's the thing, the Bardo is all about, it gives us like the potential, right, to forgive the unforgivable. But also to say things that have not been said, right? The Bardo is also time in a space more so to kind of let go of things that have caused us pain in some way. And what I love about it is it really kind of suspends us, and it's kind of in its spaciousness here, right? But just long enough here for us to reach higher wisdom. So this definitely tells me, look at all the skulls around this as well. You're suspended here. This could have been suspended, okay, stopped for a while, halted for a while, for someone to actually gain higher wisdom on a particular situation. And I don't know if perhaps this higher wisdom is now bringing some kind of strong emotions. Maybe now it's bringing some kind of ebb and flow again, or actual flow to a particular situation. But there's heavy emotions over surrounding this situation is what I feel. Heavy emotions. And almost like a clarity, because think about this. The ocean doesn't really, it shines a light on everything. Look at that. You have the moon over it, right? Everything can be seen. So it's almost like I'm revealing something. I'm shining a light on everything. I'm leaving nothing, you know, which could have been the case before, where two people were thinking, wow, did I mess up? Or what did I say? Or could I have handled that differently or something? It's not leaving anything to the imagination anymore. It's like, here it is. What are you going to do with it? You have time now, okay, to glean this wisdom. Here it all is. Take a look at it. What are you going to do with it? Wow, honestly, the emotions are very intense already in this particular reading. So maybe this is a situation where you're feeling it, because I usually draw off the collective, obviously, and it has to be telling me honestly that someone is feeling this way around this situation. You could be feeling a very strong pull, the ocean, right? The currents pulling you to another person, or pulling you, feeling like someone is being pulled to you. I feel like this is both of you, because I feel a very strong mirroring effect for some reason. But it has to do with a seed that was planted a long time ago. Someone could be in heavy regret or heavy thought right now about the way something was either handled or expressed. If someone felt, just based on my original, analogies, so to speak, if someone it felt like they were being protective over another person, or trying to save, okay, another person, help them, and it didn't go the way they had planned. In fact, there could have been some kind of alienation, because I can see the suspension here. That was on purpose. Someone had to see things, I feel like, for themselves here, okay? The Bardo is about being suspended long enough to glean that higher wisdom. It's not always in our time. Remember that. It is in Spirit's time. And trust me, Spirit's time is not our time. We're way more impatient than Spirit, okay? So now it's coming up, okay? It's been, this undercurrent for a very long time, and now I feel like it's being brought up. And again, perhaps it has something to do with the new moon. All right, Spirit, what else do we have for the collective? I might get a few of these. These are my story cards. Wildflower. Sunshine Girl. And faith. So I have a person of faith here. I do feel wildflower. I definitely feel this got out of control. Okay. A strange and beautiful situation in some ways, right? But it kind of got out of control. Someone feels like it's gotten out of control, or it did get out of control for a long time. I have Sunshine Girl here, which tells me this is someone that's generally quite happy. I feel like they did it with the best of intentions, okay? Maybe they said something with the best of intentions, all right? They wanted things to work out, or they wanted this person to feel happiness. I feel this person somebody here was deceived by another person, and I feel like this was told to that person for some reason. And I feel like they utterly rejected it or turned perhaps you away as a result. I feel like you were trying to do the right thing. And I feel like it had to do with either some kind of protectiveness or loyalty to someone. It's interesting because I feel like this is something or someone that you cared a lot about as well. I think you may be keeping a lot of blind faith when it comes to this. And I do say blind faith because she is literally blindfolded here. That's just a female in the card, of course. But what's interesting here is, look at this, are the things around her. So this is blind faith, but what's interesting is I'm viewing that as some kind of attacks, okay? Like, and it doesn't have to be actual attacks, but this is like axes being thrown around someone's head here, right? And they're just having blind faith that whatever it is, that things are going to work out regardless, okay, of these assaults. Let's call them assaults, okay? Assaults on them. That's okay. I know that I did the right thing. I know that it's going to work out for me. I know that I'm protected. I'm going to keep my faith very strong, regardless of what is coming at me. And maybe that is what happened. Perhaps you became like the target because you felt like you did the right thing. So maybe this was about a family member, or maybe it was about a lover situation, maybe one you were involved with, or like I said, coming into the reading, perhaps something that maybe a friend was involved with. Whatever it was, you planted this seed, I feel like, of truth, and I do feel like it was truth, into this situation, and all of this kind of craziness could have grown out of it, okay? A lot was going on behind the scenes here, and I know this because of the Bardo. Okay, so there was suspension on your end. You may not have known that a lot was being worked out behind the scenes, okay? And I'm thinking by spirit, but this also allowed you the time that you needed to really gain the wisdom from this situation, because there's definitely lessons in here for you as well. What's interesting and what I love is how you have kept the faith through all of this, despite, okay, whatever this was that was being thrown at you, launched at you, okay? Maybe it was, it could have been people just gossiping or making you the bad person or saying things about you in some way that were not true. And I know they're not true because I can see you, Sunshine Girl. You're happy, you're dreamy, you're whimsical in some way. And perhaps you've thought about this situation plenty of times. I swear you're very connected to whoever this is, very connected. But you're also understanding that, things have kind of grown wild in this situation. There hasn't been a lot of order or stability. I feel like it's had to go almost through a full loop here, like a metamorphosis, so to speak. So wildflowers, they're beautiful, okay? They're untamed in a sense, and that's really what I kind of feel. This whole experience has not followed the normal range of things, okay, and how things may tend to move or grow by societal standards, okay. I feel like it had a lot that it had to go through. I can see that here. And I see that somebody here has kept some kind of blind faith through it all, although I do think many daggers were being thrown this person's way. Again, I'm gonna focus on your faith again, because I think this speaks volumes about you and why this is now coming up and why the emotions are being felt so deeply by two people, not just one. Okay, I think this has everything to do with your faith. Okay, so I feel like maybe you're a devout Christian or whatever, maybe you're very religious, or maybe you just have a very strong faith in the divine, in God, and you keep your focus there, your eyes there. Regardless, I think that has brought you through. And maybe even given you another understanding here, because remember, the bardo is that space where we forgive the unforgivable. And I'm looking at all of these daggers that have been thrown your way. Perhaps that was unforgivable. Maybe you felt assaulted in some way. Maybe your pride, maybe emotionally you felt assaulted. Maybe you were actually assaulted. I don't really know. Just take it as it resonates. But this is a space where you also heal, right? You begin to let go of those things, which obviously allows things to become clearer as well. So what are all these emotions, I guess is my questions, that are coming up to the surface? Now, this is the clarity as well, right? So the clarity, the moon is shining down on the water, and you can see, what was that? Oh, that was my other phone. I'm sorry. You can see how everything is just kind of showing up. So maybe just bringing this clarity to the situation as well is making someone feel emotional. There's something someone missed, and I feel like someone is acknowledging here that there's something that was missed that they didn't see, because I do feel there might be a sense of regret here. Let's keep going. Let me find a deck. What do I want to use? Let's go ahead and go into some tarot, I think, today. Spirit, tell the collective, please. Knight of Cups in reverse. Yep. You could have asked someone. See, somebody pulled back. Look at this. Wow. So you could have called someone on some kind of deception, perhaps, or you could have told them that someone around them was being deceptive. I almost feel like you asked them about something, is what I'm getting here. It may have had something to do with a marriage, with some kind of family. You could have told them that something was going on within a family or with some kind of marriage or something like that. Whatever it was, someone pulled back their affection, their emotion, and they had a lot of it. Okay, this is a person that did not want you to see them. What? Okay, this was a person that was trying to keep something from you. This person could have, okay, if this was a lover situation like it's showing, this person was keeping something from you, and this is what they were keeping. Some kind of family situation. Maybe they already had a family. Maybe they had, maybe this was about them being, tied within their family. Maybe they were still living with their family or something like that. They didn't want you to know that. They also didn't want you to know how much they cared about you. Look at this. I don't know that this was supposed to happen, because this is a person, Knight of Cups in reverse here. This is a person that was trying to keep that from you, keep that away from you. Although they could have love bombed you a little bit, honestly, I feel like they were trying to keep that away from you. There was definitely something. See, they may have went into this. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's not funny, but I mean, this person's, the way that they've handled this is kind of crazy. They could have definitely went into this feeling like they were going to be a little emotionally manipulative to get what they wanted in a situation here, but there's some kind of seed here that got planted as a result. Okay, I feel like you could have talked to them about something, or confronted them, or brought something up that was happening, or maybe even feelings or emotions. Whatever you did, you knocked someone. I feel like they couldn't hide from you anymore. Seven of Swords in reverse. See, this person felt very bare in front of you is what I'm getting. They felt like you couldn't be deceived. They felt like you saw all. It almost, it freaked them out a bit. It made them feel a bit imbalanced, because I don't think that that is the way that they went into a particular situation. You may actually be a seer, or very strongly intuitive as well. If these daggers were coming at you during the course of this situation as well, you could have confronted them on this. Like, is something else involved here? What is happening? I'm keeping the faith in terms of this, and in terms of our situation or relationship, but what are all these daggers being thrown my way? I feel like I'm in the line of fire for something here, and I feel like it has something to do with maybe outside influences that could possibly be around you in some way. See, I don't know why this person was so put off by your knowledge, is what I feel. Maybe they didn't want to see it. And obviously you pointing out something like that also let them know that you could see through them, and you could see that they were developing feelings. And there's something about this persona, I feel like, that they were trying to carry. They didn't want this. They didn't want to have these feelings. That was not part of the plan. This could have been someone that you worked with here, or someone who you had a sacred contract with as well. Yeah, look. Somebody, okay, this may have, you found something out is what I feel. Okay, and you told them. I don't think you held back. I think that is the seed that was planted here. All right. I feel like you told them. Also, I could look at the seed as well in regards to a relationship that was not supposed to take off this way. And what I mean by that is they didn't have any intentions of being real with you. Okay. They didn't have any intentions of developing some kind of feelings or emotions. They had something else that was going on over here. They were trying to be deceptive, but the problem was that you saw through that. This definitely made this person very imbalanced and uncomfortable. They could have jetted, honestly, because of that, and tried to ignore this perhaps for a long time. Yeah, see, there's something about you that is standing out to me. This has to be some kind of intuition that you have, or something higher level. Let me say it that way. You seem like you're very connected even to your faith. You were alerted to this. So you knew that something else was going on. Call it, whatever, intuition, call it, claircognizance. It doesn't, I just know. All right, you just knew. You knew there was some kind of juggling or something else that was happening with this person, which may have been hard for you to understand, because you felt all of the emotions here. Four of Cups in reverse shows me that you were actually willing to kind of stay in this for a minute, but something was going wrong. I'm telling you, somebody was hitting you. I see the Magician card here as well. Something was hitting you. You were having daggers thrown at you. So I don't know what this was. Was this gossip? Was this people? Were these people trying to tear you down? Was this energy? The Magician card is here. Something was definitely trying to get you out of the picture. I feel like you spoke about it. I feel like you spoke about it and you were falling on some kind of deaf ears, and it's almost like you even were trying to ignore it because you didn't want to let this situation go. You were trying to handle it yourself on the back end here, but the problem was it was really messing with you. Okay. Now, as far as energy, it could have been interfering with your sleep, interfering with your life, interfering with your energy in some way, keeping you stuck. Wow. Keeping you stuck, keeping the situation perhaps stuck. Yes. So you felt embattled in this situation. You felt embattled. This is crazy. You felt embattled in this situation. So this is something that could have started out really nice, okay? And it could have been something that maybe did start around work, or something where you felt was very collaborative in the beginning, right? Things that just worked, okay? It just worked out. You guys got along well. You worked together well. I want to keep saying you got on well, so that makes me think maybe there was a friendship there or some kind of contract or some kind of working together. But something else was impeding this whole situation. Let me keep going. Sadly here, I feel like you felt like you were falling on deaf ears here. So you have someone so alarmed that you can see them so clearly, that you could see a situation so clearly, that you were asking questions about things that you should not have known in their particular, yeah, this is what they're saying. Okay, you should not have known this. So if you know that, then you also know that I've also developed some kind of feelings here. I hate, this part breaks my heart a little bit because I feel like you took the brunt of it and you were trying to keep the things going, at least energetically here, even though you were definitely suffering. You were suffering in silence, I think, through this because you didn't want to let this go in some way. The ocean is very unpredictable. That could have definitely been spirit as well, kind of taking that out of your hands, right? We fear the ocean, right? Because it is so unpredictable. We don't just fear it, but, we should fear the ocean because you don't know. You could be sitting there and get swept out suddenly. So somebody here could also be afraid of water, I feel, for some reason. But metaphorically speaking, I feel like this could have been what happened. Okay, the tide had to turn. It had to turn because you were just miserable, and all of this misery, whatever was happening to you, keeping you in your head, not knowing what was happening, not knowing who was throwing these daggers, definitely interrupting your very happy state. I feel like in life here, or trying to, was keeping you very stuck. You didn't know how to move forward out of this situation. You really didn't want to move forward, is what I'm getting here, out of this situation, but you knew that you couldn't continue on this vein of things. Okay, this was hurting you, it was harming you in some way. You were embattled, you were fighting battles constantly. Nine of Wands energy. Okay, you felt like you were constantly fighting battles. I love this. Okay, good. So no more waiting here. Wow. And then we have an Eight of Swords here in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you understood that you have to, and maybe this is, I don't know why this is coming up today, or maybe it's just telling me a backstory, but I feel like this part here is quite present. I feel like you decided that you had to invest elsewhere, okay? And I'm not talking about in a person. I feel like you knew that you had to leave, or you had to invest elsewhere. You could have definitely moved. Three of Wands here in reverse. You could have went far away from someone here to get yourself out of this conflict. I feel that was here that actually caused a broken heart for you. And I'm going to tell you why this is, because there was other people in your situation. Absolutely. And you knew it, but they wouldn't tell you. And I feel like instead of telling you, they chose to leave instead and keep things quiet. because they didn't want to admit to something. So this absolutely broke your heart is what I'm getting. And you could have felt that someone here left as soon as they came in. You know, it's like they wasted no time just to leave, and it could have been very cold. You guys may have had words, but I don't even feel like there was a lot of words. Well, actually, I do. I feel like somebody here regrets something. Huh. Okay, I feel like somebody here, this could be another person that you were involved with, actually regrets something that was spoken or said, or the way something was handled. This person could feel like they lacked the confidence, or there's something here about not wanting to face you. It's a very weak move, okay? And I think somebody here is actually recognizing that, actually knowing that. Somebody knows that whatever happened here, it broke your heart. And it had to do a lot, not just with feelings, but with the way that things were handled, the way that things were discounted in a sense. And the thing about it is I feel like someone knows that it was wrong. That's what I'm getting. They know that it was wrong. They know that it was a weak move. They know that their words could have been harsh, or the way that they left and jetted off could have been harsh. They know that they hurt you. Huh, okay, interesting. They also know that you've revived yourself, okay? Any stuckness that you felt before, any attachment that you felt before, staying in your head, anything like that, they can see that you've come out of that now. This is no longer you. Remember, this was you up here too. 9 of Swords, we see the 8 of Swords here. You know, you're so in your head, you can't see what's going on. You feel bound by something. They know that you don't feel that. You don't feel bound by this situation anymore. You don't feel even maybe connected to this situation the way that you once did. Something happened here. The ocean moved. The tide turned in some way is what I feel like for you. I feel like that. I keep wanting to go back to this is impacting 2 people because I feel that very strongly. And so the tide is moving from you. You're no longer stuck here, okay? But you've also had enough time here during the course of the suspension to gain the wisdom that you needed to move forward. So tell me more about the collective here, Spirit. Yeah, look at you. Queen of Cups, upright. Okay, so somebody definitely in their feminine energy more so, but let's just talk about the characteristics here. Just very beautiful and calm and warm. This person is highly intuitive as well. This is someone who cares a lot about others. Wow. Okay, you're not holding on. You're not holding on. So this Queen of Cups here is not acknowledging something here. She doesn't really feel like there's success in a situation anymore. I feel like this is someone who's really, really pouring a lot of love into their self. Queen or King, by the way, just take it as it resonates. It's an energy, and we do have both, okay? This is someone who is focusing so much on self-love and rebuilding themselves. Maybe that's why the tides are finally turning here. Maybe that came as a point of gaining some kind of wisdom. This has been stuck long enough. I have the wisdom now, okay? I know what I need to do. I know that I have to put myself first, all right? I need to love myself enough to not maybe deal with this, okay? Or to understand the person, you know, that I was dealing. No, I think it's more about understanding you and what your needs are and what your worth is and what you deserve in some way. Okay, this has allowed you to let go of someone. 4 of Pentacles energy, definitely let go of something that you felt was highly toxic. This could have been something that you waited around for a long time. It could have felt like more of an addiction, something that you felt like you were actually bound to, right, in some way. Maybe someone was trying to keep you stuck. Maybe they didn't want you to move in that energy. You seem to have a lot of beautiful energy here too. That can be very addicting to someone who's in a bit of lower energy like this person was. But I mean, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, that is a match. I definitely can see where this made you feel weak a lot of times. Maybe for this person. There's something here that's very, I want to say addictive about this. Like this feels like, I feel like you can't stay away from each other. It's an addiction, right? That's what it feels like to me. So how did it just quit like that? So have you ever just tried to stop smoking like that? Or, if you drink a lot, stop drinking like that? Or come off an anxiety medication? Like, boom, it doesn't work that way. There's usually a weaning period, right? But there was none of that, is what I feel. I feel like it was just a very cold kind of boom. And suddenly somebody that was in your life that meant so much was out of your life. And the thing was just being with them and having this hope and feeling so good about this situation that was pretty unorthodox in the first place is what it looks like to me. A wildflower, let's look at that as like a wild card too, okay? It was pretty unorthodox. It was doing whatever it wanted, but you guys were kind of flowing with it. You guys could be very different too with this wildflower, but you were just flowing with it. However it grows, and let's just support it, and kind of go with it, because it's kind of taken on a life of its own, okay? And it's going to be very beautiful, but suddenly it was gone, okay? And you knew, I feel like you knew that it was happening. Probably not the ending part, but I think you knew that something was happening around this situation, because why were these attacks being launched at you? Why did you need to let this situation go? Who else was involved in this situation? I'm telling you, somebody called another person out on that or asked them about that, and something about your intuition shook them up, because how did you even see all that? How did you see that beforehand? And if you saw all that, then you must see that this person actually has feelings. And if they had a family, maybe you also saw, oh, wait a minute, this person is involved with someone. And they must know about me, because why else would this be happening to me? Wow. Okay. Okay. Somebody going to get some truth tonight is what I feel. It is coming out in this reading. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I think that you are, in this particular situation, you've received the wisdom, obviously, that you need here. I think that you feel like you have to, you're full speed ahead at this point. 8 of Wands. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I know I didn't deserve that. It could have taken you a long time to get back into alignment with yourself after this situation. If you're still in the throes of this, and this is obviously coming up for you because this is very present energy, you understand that this addictive quality is probably not healthy. That's not sustainable in terms of, definitely not in terms of a healthy relationship that can thrive, right? And so I feel like that is something that you are moving away from at high speed here, because you feel like this definitely created some kind of interference here with your independence, your independent nature, That's interesting, your independent nature. It makes me feel like you were always very independent, and someone here made you feel, and that had to do maybe with the addictive quality. Okay, that's a codependent thing, right? It kind of took that away from you because all your focus was going on this other person here. So you're acknowledging here that the bond has been broken in some way, okay? And that there was maybe a lot of breadcrumbing, or someone who I feel like it was just someone who just wasn't even willing to repair it or to give to a particular situation. I feel like this is you acknowledging that. And I think how it's impacted you in your life, and this is why you're moving away from it so quickly. Yeah, definitely. Wow, look at this. Yeah, because you've gained the perspective. And I feel like this perspective has been gained after a very long time of just sitting in stillness here, the hangman, right? Hanging out maybe alone for a while, going within, gaining perspective, gaining the knowledge that you need. But this wasn't just about another person. This wasn't just about someone throwing daggers at you, okay, to come between it due to someone's lie. This was about, and I'm sorry, don't let this cut because it's not what it's for, okay? This is just the truth that is coming out. Spirit will send people into our lives to wake us up, okay, to shake us loose, especially. And you should always look at the people that you're attracting. I'm not saying that somebody can't just come in, you know, they do sometimes, but the people that we're attracting and the things that we're doing when they come in, that sort of stuff, you were definitely selling yourself short. Okay, I'm not saying this was not a good person, but this person was involved in something else, and this person did not speak up for you or protect you. I feel like when others were coming at you to maybe involve themselves in this situation, this was not a healthy connection. Whether it comes back around or not, the state that it was in before was definitely not a healthy connection. You have this really beautiful energy, okay, almost angelic in a sense. I feel like somebody here desperately wanted to hold on to that energy as well, okay? And that's problematic because there's so much mirroring that is going on here that you could probably feel that. So if someone here is still in this very toxic energy and you're trying to break it, you're still going to feel their energy. So it's so important to cut that off and to turn away from that completely. The tides turning makes me feel like things have changed for you. The tides are turning. Things are moving again. That seed that I planted a long time ago, unfortunately, you know, maybe it did just grow wildflower, right? The wildflower, right? It just grew wild and it's taken on, you know, kind of a life of its own at this point. You don't know where it's going to go, but you know where this left you. And for the time being, you feel like you have to move away from that and really do your own thing. Maybe you're grateful as well for the wisdom that you gleaned from that while you've been in this suspension state as well. Maybe you're grateful, or you feel like you're at a period too where you can just kind of forgive. You know, this is about forgiving as well, the unforgivable. So if you know something else was going on or that someone put you in this, you know, due to their own selfishness, then that's also about being able to do that. And you know, with the hangman, that helps us as well, right? Because we've gained that wisdom and it's like, okay, I'm not going to forgive, but I see it now. I understand what happened. I understand what needed to change with me as well so that I never allow myself to get into something like that before or again. And I think it's this. I think it had to do with this. I think you were both so drawn to each other, okay? Yes, heavily, heavily drawn to one another that you couldn't really see the truth in this situation. You just felt all the feels, but you didn't want to really see. I shouldn't even say you didn't want to, you just couldn't. You couldn't see. There was a lot of illusion around this situation, okay, until this break. So let's look at this as spirit taking somebody, removing somebody, sending the tide in, right, to push somebody away from you because you needed that so that you could go into this space of suspension, right? Even though it was very hard and your heart was broken because you needed to really see the truth. And that's what you did. So you are definitely releasing and seeing everything very clearly the way it is, but also why it needed to happen for you as well is what I feel here. Okay, let me do, I don't know how I want to end. Let's end on the spirit. Anything else that you want? Hang on, there aren't, okay, I'm going to end on these. Anything else you want the collective to know? Just let me be. Liberation. Right there. That's what's going on. Just let me be. You're a free spirit. Okay? You may have never felt, if you are a free spirit, you may have felt incredibly bound to this situation. Okay? But now you're feeling very liberated. You just want to go back to being sunshine girl here, right? Living in your happiness, being yourself, right? Being authentic, being wild. Someone definitely drug you into a situation you did not ask for. And when you did ask about the situation, I feel like they ran. You got nothing from there but all the daggers and all the problems that came with it, unfortunately. Goddess of the sea. Okay, so it's time to come home. Look at that. We have the ocean, goddess of the sea here. Okay, this is about purification. Look at that. Purification, cleansing yourself. It's also about ego, recognizing what part that you may have played in this situation, even if you were being attacked. Okay, I'm talking about the part in terms of, okay, how was I treating myself? How was I feeling about myself to continue on this situation for as long as I did? Okay, how can I improve that? How can I love myself more so that I don't miss these red flags or get caught up in these situations? Because I have a feeling for some of y'all, you were in that energy. Okay, we've all been there. Definitely no judgment, but that's my gut. Okay, but whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You see it clearly. You're purifying yourself from it. Okay, and getting a hold of it. And look at this. Call your energy back to you. You realize that somebody else had control of your energy. This independence you often feel was kind of reversed for you. It was kind of stripped for you in a sense, because you felt very dependent on this person and their energy. I need them back to make me happy. We're supposed to be in this together. It could have been anything like that. I feel a heavy addiction here with this particular situation. This is you calling back all of your energy, recognizing, wait a minute, something happened here. Our energy got, binded. There is a binding that happened. I don't know if somebody did that intentionally or if you guys just got so intertwined with one another, but I feel like there's some kind of binding of your energies that happened here and you just couldn't get loose. I also feel somebody didn't want it to come loose for some reason. Your energy is very pure and beautiful. I think somebody really wanted that energy. So this is about power. This is about your aura and keeping it safe, calling your energy back to you so that nobody else can deplete you, so that you can come back into that state, okay, of being independent, being happy, being loving, enjoying life, okay, really taking life in again. That's what I feel. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there. That's what I have for y'all. Let me know if it resonates. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.